Hey everybody, it's Slathalopolis back again playing some Rocket League, of course, as we always do. I have a brand new account and I want to run through some ranks. And it's not going to be like a road to Grand Champ, road to Champ, anything like that. I think that's been done a million times before, but we are just going to kind of see how much we can climb. But the main focus for me is going to be what things allow you to get out of certain ranks. So when we start, what are the things that I'm going to be able to do and that you're going to be able to replicate that's going to be able to get you out of bronze and then get you out of silver and then get you out of gold? So I think there are pretty definable hurdles that you can look and say, a gold can't do that, but a platinum can. Or, that dude can do that. He's going to get out of gold pretty soon. So we're going to focus on some of that. First thing we always have to do is look at our camera options, though, as soon as we get into a new account, because the camera settings when you first get the game at default are just atrocious. So if you haven't change those, make sure you do that. That's the first thing you should always do. These are the settings that I use. By no means are these like the quote unquote correct settings. What I did is I looked online and found the camera settings of a couple pros, tried them out, tweaked a thing or two here or there, and made it all work, and it kind of got to be something that I was comfortable with. So that's something that I would recommend doing. You're more than welcome to start here and transition a little bit if you want to. Go a little crazy if you want to kind of transition and kind of figure out what's best for you. But this is what I start with. I love that field of view being all the way out for sure. Camera or sorry, the camera and the controls are really important. So the controller dead zone I like to keep really low, as low as my controller will actually allow me to be able to use without getting some stick drift. So 1.15 is about as low as I can go without my controller kind of moving itself sometimes. And so it's like for my case, it's the right stick. So I would be playing games and my camera would just kind of drift off to the right. I'm like, oh gosh. So kind of figure that out. I think having this as low as humanly possible is best. Dodge dead zone. Again, it's kind of up to you. I think the default is like zero point 0.5, but I like it just a little bit lower, and this is obviously going to be the difference in how far do you have to move your stick when you press A to jump, or whatever your jump button is. When are you jumping and when are you actually doing your flip? So big difference there. So I need to look here. Want to make sure we've got the bindings done here because I do things just a little bit differently. And that one, all right, still the same. And that I'm going to put there. All right, and I think we're good on all of that. There we go. All right. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into some competitive twos. As you can see, I've not played anything on this account yet. It's a little bit late in the evening, but I should be able to play somewhat decently. I figured we'd get a game or so out of this. I'm honestly not sure what to expect as far as level of competition when it starts. I don't know if they're just going to start you off at the bottom or if they're going to kind of start off against silvers or golds or what it's going to be. But like I said, I just wanted to focus on things that's going to get us out of the ranks that we're stuck in. If I'm stuck at gold, what do I have to do to get out? And hopefully we'll be able to see this. And I I hesitate to make guesses on what level people are going to be because when I started, what was kind of like the gold and silver style was not as not as physically demanding as I would say that it is now. I think there's a lot of really mechanically solid people at lower ranks. But right off the rip, we're gonna see it's not super great. So we may actually be sitting at a pretty low rank here. Um, Not terribly uncommon. I should probably turn off my notifications. I forgot about all the achievements that we'll be getting here. Um, but I was actually pretty surprised that not even having the ability to hit the ball, that's concerning. Um, but I guess I really shouldn't be too surprised. So as we can kind of see, like just this level, the ability to hit the ball, that's all we're really worried about. If you can hit the ball, especially if you can hit it on net, you're gonna be sitting pretty. That's really the main difference between a lot of the things that the bronze can do and like the silvers and golds can do, because you're gonna be consistently missing the ball, um, kind of a lot at these lower levels, and that's cool. That's fine. Oh, he hit it. All right. No, I that sounded bad. I don't want to be patronizing at all. We all start somewhere, um, but uh, honestly, just having the ability to hit the ball at this level is a pretty big benefit. Um, so as far as kickoffs go, that first one I started in the corner, I like the wave dash kickoff. You are also not going to see any amount of rotations at this level. So I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. I hate beating up on people, and this is kind of why I don't Smurf, and this is not really my cup of tea here, but um, you kind of have to get through where you are to get to where you're going. So, like I said, you're just the ability to actually hit the ball and drive through the ball. So I actually really like the wave dash kickoff for those. I think it's a really simple kickoff to learn. I think there are some good tutorials out there. If you need tutorials on those, let me know. I can probably do one pretty easily. It's honestly not a complicated kickoff at all. Pretty, I would say, mechanically. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not taxing mechanically. So that's always something that's nice to have. All right, good block. Yeah. So if we can kind of get through this, I think we'll be good. This is going to be kind of a little bit awkward, as these are usually your folks that are just getting the game, or a guy whose 5-year-old son wants to play and he's going to jump in and struggle a lot. But honestly, like, more power to him. I definitely don't want to disparage any of that. I just kind of want to get through here. I'm not sure if it's best to try and score a little bit more and try to make them forfeit, or to just let time run out. So I think we'll probably take our foot off the gas here just a little bit. But honestly, like, teammates looking decent with the passes and stuff. C9 tag, so he's in cloud nine. He's nuts. Let's see if we can catch this and knock it off to the side. There we go. Again, I don't want to I don't want to be just kind of beating up on somebody that's just trying to play, especially when I shouldn't be at the rank that I am right now, because that doesn't feel right. That feels like that sucks. So okay, I got a little nervous I was gonna score. I would like to say that there's a definable difference in uh, toxicity, but I think that's just always going to be the vocal minority anywhere you go. Anywhere you are, I see a lot of people that as they're trying to as they're trying to grind and they're trying to climb, and they're like, man, I'll be so happy when I get to Grand Champ and people stop being toxic. And I have to laugh at them, because that's uh, that's very naive, unfortunately. But I also know a lot of people that are quite cool, and that are good sportsmen. So who? I did not expect that he would put that on the net, but he took quite a decent shot. Nice save. They're getting it together. I think they struggled a little bit more early in the game than they are right now. It's unfortunate because it's over at this point, being down by 6. But that's cool. I think there's a lot of things that these guys in blue have to hang their hat on as they are looking to grow. I honestly think there's some there's some good moments there. Um, just as far as like rotation Oh, don't put that in. Jeez. Just as far as rotation wise, like, my teammate kind of tried to carry that all around by himself, uh, other than just like going backwards and handing it off to his teammate. Um, Probably doesn't really matter at this point, obviously, because we're up by a million points, but it's worth mentioning that that is something that you are going to see lower if somebody gets the ability to hit a ball that a lot of people struggle with at this point. Once people get the ability to hit that ball, then they kind of just are like ball, 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 ball. They're playing touch the ball. They're not really playing Rocket League or any discernible sport. They're just going and touching the ball repeatedly because it's a newfound skill. So it's easy to get frustrated, especially when you're confident with the solid rotation. Um, but is what it is. Occasionally you'll get a play like that off of that wave dash because you're going so fast by the time you hit that ball. It is very greedy on the boost move because there's just a whole lot of boost consumption as you go up on a wave dash, but you're also getting a ton, just an absolute ton of speed and power on a ball. By the time you hit it, you're absolutely drilling the ball. So um, I am not the most mechanical player in the world. That's definitely not my strong suit, I would say. But I am going to try to focus less on the things that you can do mechanically, like getting up there and slamming the ball once you kind of pop it off the wall and all that stuff. Just because that's not really something that I can say. "Oh, okay, cool. If you're a bronze, just be able to like air dribble off the wall and score." Because that's just not something that's realistic. That's not something that mechanically that a lot of people are going to be able to pull. So the focus for me is just going to be like, can I just tap the ball? Can I just sit here and instead of like in that last little replay right before we get into this next game, can I just slow down, tap it, and go around this guy instead of just blindly swinging at the shot and actually trying to maintain possession and do things that way? Probably should have scored that. Recognized that the opponent wasn't going, but wasn't really able to do anything about it because I'm slow. Seeing a lot more control right away from the opponent, so that's cool. Hopefully, um, we get moved up here a little bit so we're not like ruining people's days. And I know that sucks for a lot of people as you're trying to get better and you're just trying to grind and figure out what you need to do mechanically. And if you're running up against a bunch of Smurfs, then that's no fun. But something like this, I think, is really good to do because people are going to swing. People don't really understand defensive positioning. If you can sit in free play and just try and keep the ball on your car, kind of go back and forth. If you kind of think about it like somebody just coming down the ice in hockey and their stick is on the right side of the puck and then the left side and then the right side, and they're not really making any moves. They're just really maintaining possession. Um, that's that's something that play right there is big. Instead of me going in and knocking that ball sideways, letting my teammate come in here and hit that. That's something that I've seen a lot in playing with some of my lower level friends. That I don't want the enemy to take a shot on it, so I'm just going to go and I'm just going to smash it. And in smashing it sideways against the wall like that, you really just set them up for like a great center and something that they're really going to be able to hit really well. So good on that guy for staying on it. Um, I have a habit of if the opponent is playing somewhat slow, or if I feel like I'm, playing at a level that's below what I'm used to playing, I kind of slow down a lot of my plays, which is just the opposite of what you should do. If you're faster than somebody, you should be faster than them. You shouldn't kind of give away your advantage by trying to fake and make these really slow plays and all this other stuff. If you're faster than them, just be faster than them. Beat them to the ball. Good touch by the teammate. We'll see. I really should be center. As soon as that happened, I didn't do it. Um, that's me. That's me kind of playing at what I hoped these guys would be, more so than what they are. Oof. All right. That was close. But that's again, that's one where like coming in that sideways, you better be very confident in your ability to shoot that because without me coming in and hitting that, he's not scoring that ball. Um, so keeping this offensive pressure on for a long period of time is something that we've been able to do. Kind of come off the fast break, they have an offensive play, you get past the one guy, and then boom, you're done. Now we can transition into the offense, and the guy who's AFK, um, he's probably figuring out how to curse me. I kind of figured that kind of stuff would happen, but coming into the offensive zone, we get a defensive stop, and then we're able to transition into a fast break. So again, maintaining possession, not just smacking the ball down the field and hoping to like chase it. Um, that's kind of the old hockey in what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of coming into the zone like the chip and chase. Chip and chase is okay, but honestly, this is a game that's more focused on possession than it is position as far as the ball goes. I really feel that way. I would rather have solid possession of the ball in my end than to have the ball in their end, but they have possession of it, if that makes any sense. I think that's something that a lot of people focus on just entirely too much, is where the ball is on the field as opposed to who has possession of it. Because you'll see a lot where we start to play ping pong. So it's on my end. I don't know what I'm doing with it, so I'm just gonna slam it into their end, and then they're gonna catch it and then slam it into my end, and back and forth and back and forth. But you see, like, kind of going slow right here and just tapping the ball in, right over my teammate, giving him a good center. Passes are huge. I think it's something that is overlooked a lot, of just the ability to look for passes. Oh, that's awkward. Probably should have scored that. But just people looking for passes. Like as I'm back on my end, am I looking to see where my teammate is and if he's upfield, if he's off to the side of the goal? Because if I'm back here and my teammate is to the left of the goal and I can try and shoot it, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to boom it over there. But if I'm going to miss, I'm going to miss to the left. I'll leave that there. He wasn't sure exactly what I was doing with it, I think, so he kind of bailed and left it, which is cool. That's all good. Um, I think he's compensating a little bit for seeing at first that he's kind of going for stuff that maybe he shouldn't. Yeah, hopefully we can get through there, and I hopefully we can get through all this. And oh man, it was so close. He honestly made a decent play, be able to knock that sideways and just take the possession away from me, but wasn't able to quite get there. But that's exactly what I mean on like the fast breaks. If I can maintain possession, then I'm gonna just kind of transition into their end when they're probably low on boost. I probably should be there back there helping him. He got a little sidetracked, but again, here this guy just puts the ball in the net. So at these lower levels, if you can just put the ball in the net, you have a decent chance of scoring. Um, and I know that's not exactly what I've been kind of doing, but just focusing on speed. Um, if you can just be fast, a lot of that other stuff gets uh, kind of just kind of comes along with it. And again, like he's waiting for me to come hit it. Like he's just playing super super slow. So if I can understand that I'm faster than my opponent, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna be faster than him. And I'm just gonna let that be what's gonna help me win this game. I put that a little too far out in front. That's my bad. But uh, honestly, like those plays make such a huge difference. Just hearing the engine of my teammate. I almost said opponent. Um, hearing the engine sound of my teammate. Oh, he's in the he's in the goal bumping the goalie. Um, instead of playing ping pong, I can go and I can smack it in a place where he might be able to take that pass and put it in the net. And those are big moments for teams. So I'm interested to see what my teammate is here because there's definitely some rotation things that he could work on, and there's definitely a few mechanics, but honestly not terrible. And this is what I mean. Like I don't know what to expect. Um, what levels are good and what levels are not, because it's just so different than when I started. Okay, to all. Let's see. Everybody's unranked. That is not helpful. Well, those are the first two matches. So I know that's going to be a little bit rough at the beginning, and it's not going to be super great or super informative, but we'll get there. We're going to get through all our 10 placement matches, and we'll do our thing. So I will bring these to you as often as I can. So for Doc, I am Slothalopoulos with Average Gamer Guys, and we'll see you next time.